Dr. V. Premalata. She pursued her undergraduate in BSc Biology at the University of Madras. She then went on to do her teaching degree in the University of Madras. Taking a keen interest in Sanskrit, she then studied masters in Sanskrit with Karnataka Open University. She pursued her MPhil, which was on Gorakshanata's Amanask Yoga, which is a unique treatise that explains yoga, which is benefit of mind. She continued her studies with a doctorate in Sthala Vrakshas in the Puranas, a biosocial study. Her focus on research is mainly in different fields of biological science from ancient Sanskrit treatises.
Swagatam. Welcome to UGC lecture series in Sanskritam. We are in Taru Chikitsa, or the treatment of trees. In the last episode, we had an introduction for the treatment of trees. It is exactly like what we do for the humans. There is no difference for trees, and it is according to the Vata, Pitta and Kapha constitutions. From the symptoms of the trees, one can conclude that the tree is suffering from either Vata, Pitta or Kapha. I gave you the symptoms in the last episode, and the diet restrictions are according to the Vata, Pitta and Kapha constitutions. The food or the nutrient that we supply to the tree should also be compatible, otherwise the trees will fall sick. Now, today's episode I am going to deal with the treatment of trees, the symptoms of diseases and the nodules which are due to the affliction of Vata, the germ infestation on trees and their treatment, the treatment of trees that are broken due to hurricane, struck by lightning, suffering from dotage, dryness, water retention, indigestion, sleeplessness, exudation and their treatment. An introduction to the new topic of divining of water, Kopartham Bhumi Pariksha, will also be done in this episode. Now, let us go back to Taru Chikitsa, or the treatment of trees. Continuing with Taru Chikitsa, now we come to Vata, Pitta and Kapha and how they are removed from the system. Susdaihi pishitarasaihi prayati Vatah susnigdaihi madhura himaihi jalaihi cha pittam katvamlaihi himajalaihi kashaya rukshaihi Sleshmapi krama vihitaihi prayati nasham. The Vata disappears with the application of clarified butter mixed with fresh juice. That is, all the snigdha components should be used. The Pitta disappears by administering cold substances, smooth substances like clarified butter mixed with very cold water, that is himajala. The affliction of phlegm is removed by treating with substances of bitter acidic nature and water and of foods containing astringent and acidic things. As you all know, we take kashaya when we have a cold. So, trees should also be given kashaya foods, kashaya rukshaihi sleshmapihi krama vihitaihi. So, their cold constitution is also corrected with astringent acidic things and bitter things and so on. So, it is exactly like the human Ayurveda treatment. Now, we come to the roughness on the surface of the trees and the nodules and how we should treat them. Raugsyam grantihi kutilata vatat vrikshasya jayate Govid lodra vasa kunapajalaihi tajjayo bhavet. Due to the affliction of the wind, the appearance of the tree becomes curved, rough and with nodules. They become kutilata, gets the trees and they become very rough and lots of nodules are formed on the surface of the trunk. This can be rectified by administering the paste of cow dung, fat, lodra flour and kunapa jala. This is lodra, which is also extensively used in gynecology and other afflictions. Symplococcus racemosa, this is lodra, you can identify. Look at the nodules on the trees, my God, so many nodules. The trunk has become completely curved and it has an ugly appearance. All this can be removed. And from the trees and their symptoms, you can find out they have worms inside. Let's see how. Doshaihi yasya vina pravala kusuma amlani virudham vapuhu mule tasya taroho bhavanti krimayo yatnascha tan udaret gomutra ajya vidanga सशर्प तिलैः लिप्तः प्रनष्टैः ततः सिक्तः क्षीरजलैः उदेति सहसा धूपैश्च धूपायितः. If a tree does not possess any buds or flowers, it should be concluded that the roots are worm ridden. With utmost care, they should be removed. It is actually like surgery when you remove the decayed part. And the roots must be sprinkled with cow's urine. They should be pruned very carefully and sprinkled with cow's urine, clarified butter, vermifuge, that is vedanga here, and a mixture of mustard and sesame seeds with milk mixed in water. Then it should be fumigated also. By doing this, the tree rejuvenates and grows. Now we come to the treatment of all kinds of worms. There will be a lot of nematodes in the trees. They make a tunnel inside the tree and all the worms should be removed. So this falls under the parasitology. Karanja aragvadha arishta saptaparna tvacha kritah upacharah krimiharo mutra musta vidangavan. The treatment for all kinds of worms is the paste of barks of karanja, aragvada, arishta, saptaparna, all this mixed with the cow's urine. Cow's urine also contains many ingredients that is useful in the treatment and also it is nutritive in value. Musta and vidanga, they are to be applied to the plant. So this is a tree completely damaged by worms. The tree is completely bored and it has a lot of the bark has come out and the tree is extensively damaged with a lot of holes. So you will have to smear the paste of all the barks of the trees aforementioned and then you will have to fumigate it very carefully so that the worms are all dead and do not come back again. This is Saptaparna or it is called as Colaris, and Saptaparna has 7 leaves. The beautiful formation of 7 leaves can be observed here. And then you have the Karanja. Karanja is a very useful tree, please do not cut it. Karanja is Pangamia and all the parts of Karanja tree is very useful and it is also useful in whooping cough for children, and there are about 6 types in India. There are 6 Karanja species in India and it contains an essential oil called Pangamia oil. Now go to the casualty ward. Kunapa jala payo nishikta moolah sarasija kanda vilipta sarva gatraha taruhu analahato bibarti bhuyo marakata ranga harinti pallavani. So when the tree becomes burnt, what happens? It can be completely rejuvenated. Please do not cut it down thinking that it is after all burnt and it is not useful. You can do the following treatment. The entire plant should be smeared with a paste of lotus rhizome. Under the lotus plant, if you pull it, you can find the rhizome and then with the paste, make a paste of it, and then sprinkled with Kunapa water and milk, it is used on the trunk of the trees and the roots of the trees. Then the burnt tree will transform itself into a tree with emerald green foliage. All the foliage will grow back in spite of the burns. Now we are going into fractures for trees. Plaksha arka udumbara twag grita madura uchishta दुग्धैः विलिप्तः स्तंभैः उत्तम्भ्य रज्वा परिकलित वपुः पूरितः प्लक्षमृद्भिः सिक्तः क्षीरेण भूयो जलभरिततल चण्डवातादिभग्नः स्वस्थः भूत्वा अंग्रिपाये कुसुमफलभरण्य आतनोति प्रकामम्. The paste of the barks of plaksha, arka, udumbara, ghee, honey and beeswax mixed with milk should be smeared on the broken part of the plant. If a trunk is broken, just as you mend the human fractures, you will have to mend the fractures of the tree also, and bind the broken part. After smearing this paste with rope, and you should dust it with powdered plaksha bark and soil. Then the tree will bloom with an abundance of flowers. So, do not leave it like that, you will have to treat it just like you treat a fracture. The tree will become healthy once again, the fracture will be healed. Look at the fracture in the tree or the broken branch of a tree. So, you will have to smear the broken part with all the paste, and then with a rope you can tie it and leave it for the fracture to heal. Now, we have the other ailments also, like lightning, storm, hurricane and all those elemental damages. Vrikshasya ashani dagdhasya jeevanam shrunu beshajam ghana ushira madhukaischa mugdhamasha yavastilaha पिष्टाः क्षीर अम्बु संयुक्तैः सेचयेत् तम अभीक्षणसः स सेकाप्यायितः शीघ्रं प्रकृतिस्थः भविष्यति. The tree struck by lightning can be revived, or if it is struck by a thunderbolt, it can be revived with a thick paste of ushira, madhuka, green gram, black gram and yava and sesame seeds. After smearing with the paste, it should be sprinkled with milk repeatedly, not once but many times. The roots become healthy due to this, and the plant gets revived. It assumes its natural growth very soon. We were talking about the fractures and the damage done due to storm, lightning, thunderbolt, etc., when the tree gets broken and damaged, severely damaged. No need to cut down those trees. There are special pastes that you can prepare from different barks of trees, kshiram, that is milk and other ingredients, and this can be smeared on to the trunks of the trees and they all get healed very quickly. Actually, there is a place called Puttur in Andhra Tamil Nadu border, and the human beings go there, not the trees but the human beings go there, and any fracture is healed by the Ayurvedic physicians there. No need for any surgery or anything. Any compound fracture is healed with herbs, different kinds of herbs, and they bind the fracture, and all that you can do is just come back, relax at home, and the fracture is completely healed. So, if it is possible with human beings, if the bones can grow and rejoin, then it is quite possible with trees. So, the tree struck by lightning or thunderbolt can be revived with the paste of ushira, madhuka, green gram, black gram, yava and sesame seeds. So, the natural growth resumes very fast. See, this is the tree damaged by a lightning. See, partly the tree is completely severed, and you can see the damage, extensive damage, and even this can be healed. So, now we come to the dotage of trees. If a tree looks very old, and if you want to revive the tree and not cut it, you never cut thinking that the tree is old. Old is gold after all, and it can become revived once again and bear fruits. Don't forget that. Janayitva palakusumam yah punaha upayati vandhyatam shaki. When the tree becomes very old and looks like it has dotage and will never put forth flowers or fruits, don't hesitate to treat it. Sa kshiraihi kunapajalaihi bhuyah siktah palati eva. In case the tree becomes barren after much yielding fruits and flowers, it should be sprinkled with milk and kunapa water. Kunapa water is highly nutritious. By adding such rich nutrition, the tree will revive and become young once again. It is sure to regain its fruits. Now, if you add a lot of water or if you do not add water, both are harmful to the trees. Asekatah atyanta nishekatascha shaka visosham palinah nirupya saptahamatram shrutameva sarpihi vidanga dugdha ambu nishechaniyam. So, either by failing to sprinkle water or by excess sprinkling of water, should a tree exhibit dried up branches, it should be sprinkled only for a week with milk boiled with vidanga and ghee. So, you do this treatment only for a week, don't overdo it, and then it revives. See, look at the dried branches of a tree. It looks almost dead, but this can be rejuvenated. Don't think that the tree is completely dried up and then you will have to uproot it and plant some other tree. No, this can be completely revived by the simple treatment, the aforesaid treatment. Now, we come to sleeplessness of the trees. Unnidhrata matsya sagandhita cha pravalahanihi sapipilikatvam tvak brahmshanat vari kritat ajirna taroho bhavet tatra chikitsaniyam. So, sometimes the trees have sleeplessness, foul smell like the fish, loss of buds, and with ants sprawling all over them, peeling of the skin and indigestion due to excess water. Then treatment should be according to the tree. Now, unnidrita, how can the trees have sleeplessness? Yes, the trees are sentient also, just like human beings. Don't think that they are insentient. Even Mahabharata says that the trees have sentience, and Jagdish Chandra Bose, a great scientist, has done a lot of experiments with plants and found out that they need to have sleep. They have sleep and waking time, and they can communicate with people, and they also have feelings just like human beings. They respond to human touch, they respond to humans conversing with them, and we can communicate with the trees. This is what J.C. Bose has found out, and others who have done experiments have also proved this. The plant world is full of mysteries, and we haven't gone into that, and we have not experimented and found out. It does not mean that they do not have sentience just because we have not found that, or we are not sensitive to the feelings of the plants. So, when the trees have sleeplessness, all these symptoms are seen. They have a foul smell, a very bad odor like that of a fish, and there won't be buds, and you can see the ants running on them. The skin will be peeled and they will have indigestion. So, these are the symptoms. So, how do we treat such symptoms? Tanmoolashulam parashu praharaihi vishravitam dosharasam nihatya Chaudrajya jantugnya tilaihi praliptam mrit puritam dugdha jalaihi nishinchet. So, this is how you treat them. The poisonous sap from the plant should be first removed, and then the affected parts are to be severed with an axe, something like a surgery. So, you cut off the affected parts and remove all the poisonous sap, covering the parts with soil, ghee mixed with a vermifuge, that is vidanga, and sesame should also be smeared on it. After cutting the parts, smear the parts with soil, ghee and vidanga along with sesame. Then the plant should be sprinkled with milk and water. So, all the Shaudrajya jantu, all the small insects and all that which affects the tree will be gone, and the tree will be healthy once again. Now, you come to the wilting of the tree. When all the leaves droop down and it looks very unhealthy, that is called wilting. It happens during summer also. Sharkara tila gokshira vari sekatas tatha taroho soshah shamyati vrikshasya lepa dhupa upacharatah. The wilted tree is treated with sugar. Sugar gives instant energy. When we are devoid of energy during summer, what do? We drink something with sugar in it, then rejuvenate instantly. It is just like that. So, sugar, sesame seed, cow's milk and water. Then with fumigation, the wilting gets subdued. So, this is the wilted tree. Look at all the leaves, they are all drooping down and the tree looks as if it is exhausted. So, the wilting can be corrected with sugar and all the other ingredients, and the tree becomes once again resuscitated. Now, we come to the exudation of the trees. Priyangu vara karkari vetasa arjuna valkalaihi Shira siddhaihi viliptanam shravah shamyati shakinam. Priyangu vara karkari vetasa arjuna valkalaihi Shira siddhaihi viliptanam shravah shamyati shakinam. Of these trees, Priyangu, Varakarkari and bamboo Arjuna, and you make them into a paste and then smear on the parts where the tree is exuding. If you find any exudation, you can smear this paste on the exudation part of the tree, and you will have to fumigate the tree. What is exudation? This is the exudation from the tree. So, you can correct them. So, now we have seen all the damages of the elements due to the elements and all the afflictions of the trees and how to correct them in this episode. Now, to summarize today's episode, we have the three afflictions of the system, their symptoms, their nourishments to be given, the treatment of Vata, Pitta and Kapha, the damage to the trees due to worms, burns, hurricane, lightning, thunderbolts during storm, the fractures, drying up of the trees, wilting and exudation. The treatment for each one of the above mentioned conditions are vividly narrated in this episode along with the herbs used for each one of them. Now, the questions for today's episode. How are the Vata, Pitta and Kapha treated for trees? What are the symptoms of a germ-ridden tree and its treatment? How does a broken branch of a tree is treated? What are the methods adopted while treating trees with burns or struck by storm? How are wilting and exudation in trees are arrested? Dhanyavadaha.
Thank you.